Hello, coolers. Welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with this report claiming that Barcelona are not in a position to make too many signings in the summer transfer window. We are going to be discussing that as we progress. Then secondly, talking on this transfer, claiming that Barca remain interested in this Manchester United defender, Diogo Dalot, as renewal talks with United have slowed down. We are also going to be discussing on that. So guys, before we get right into the full story, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are highly welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. The January transfer window was a difficult one for Barcelona, even though the club tried their very best to rope in the likes of Sofian Amrabat and Yannick Carrasco, among many others. They were unable to do so due to an ongoing economic crisis. The financial fair play regulations have indeed crippled Barcelona's powers in the transfer market. But despite their struggles, it was always thought that the club would be able to make the necessary financial provisions to attract top stars in the summer. However, according to a report from Sport, even that might not be a possibility for Barcelona, who are not in a position to afford any one of note. This is because the club are still lagging behind in terms of meeting the financial fair play regulations. La Liga president Javier Tebas has already confirmed that Barcelona must reduce around 200 million euros from their squad budget if they are to comply with the financial fair play rules. With that in mind, the Blaugrana have very little capacity to make new signings in the summer. The club are aware of the situation and are likely to prioritize registration of the new contracts of players that have already penned a new deal. Barca may also focus on retaining some of the key players in order to sustain the strength of the squad. Another avenue is to prioritize the signing of free agents as they do not require much economic outlay aside from player wages. However, it must be noted Barcelona can still generate a sizable revenue through player sales. The club are open to the sale of Ace Abde in the summer, whereas Clement Lenglet may end up prolonging his stay at Tottenham Hotspur. There are other means of generating wealth as well, including sponsorship revenues and the potential departure of high-salaried individuals such as Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. Hence, it will be interesting to see what measures Barca take this summer in order to strengthen the quality of the squad. It has really been a difficult time since Laporta took over this club as president in 2021, trying his best to ensure that we can comply with the financial rules of La Liga, which up to this very point in time have not been made easy by Javier Tebas himself, who always shows openly his hatred for this club. Definitely, I still believe we'll come across this obstacle with time. The club is still facing a lot of issues, a lot of things still trying to be resolved. Player contracts can't be renewed, or maybe even when they are renewed, you start hearing like, we can't register this renewal because La Liga can't. In fact, La Liga won't accept it. So it's something that is very difficult. Being on Laporta's shoes is a very hot seat. And yeah, the summer coming up after this season is going to be very, very complicated for this team because we can't count the number of players who have been showing interest in. We can't count the number of links. But the main question is, will Barca sign those players, or it's all about talking and talking and talking, linking and linking and linking, left, right, up, down, center? What are we going to end? Because when we look at, Barca have been linked with numerous players. I can't even count, but to make the concrete move to sign the player has always been a problem. We as fans will definitely understand that the club is going through a financial mess. But Laporta, in his recent press conference, when being asked if how far with the issue of the finances, things getting better and stuff like that. But the Barca Supremo will always be like, yeah, you cannot compare when I came as president to now. Things have really gone better. Things are looking optimistic. Things are looking so good and they're improving. That's what Laporta always say, right? And definitely, we did sign about 5 quality players last summer um, by selling, activating economic levers everywhere, which without that, it could have been really been a doomed season for Barca. So it was a very big risk, but if the team go ahead and try to compete for good titles, I think with no time, if this team keeps competing and winning trophies, I think Laporta and his regime will not really feel the pain because all those risks were to ensure that Xavi has quality players at his disposal so that the club can at least compete and make their fans happy. We can see how the fans, the stadium, the Camp Nou is getting full than ever before. It's something to celebrate. So let's see how it goes. But as it stands, this report is just trying to reiterate the fact that Barca are not in a position to make too many signings. So let's see if actually things will change from now to the summer. Then on to the next story of discussion. Diogo Dalot of Manchester United has been a name on Barca's transfer wish list for quite some time now. The Portuguese international's contract was set to expire this month, which put him on the Catalans' radars. However, the Red Devils triggered a 1-year extension in his deal to keep him tied until 2024. Meanwhile, the Premier League giants also began talks over a new contract to prolong Dalot's stay at Old Trafford for an extended period. But according to Mundo Deportivo's Gabriel Sanz, negotiations over a new deal with Manchester United have slowed down recently as Dalot continues to attract interest from major clubs across Europe. It has put the Red Devils on high alert and they have made contact with the former FC Porto starlet entourage to speed up the talks as they fear that Dalot could leave for a cut price fee in the summer. Diogo Dalot, for his part, previously admitted that he is loving life in Manchester and admitted that talks were taking place. But interest in him mounting, it seems like the negotiations have slowed down. Barcelona's arch rivals Real Madrid, for one, have been eyeing a move for the 23-year-old, as per the report from Mundo Deportivo. Barca themselves remain interested in Dalot and are closely following his situation at Old Trafford. There is no urgency on the Catalans' part to make a push for the right back, as they are aware of the financial limitations. But if he decides not to renew with Manchester United, the La Liga leaders see the Portuguese ace as a great market opportunity and could look to make a move. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.